Welcome back, Condors Unleashed. Bartle almost revolting because, well, I'm back. Back from the newsroom. I had my breaking news, got my fix out there, and now I'm back, and Bartle almost choked on his pizza.
Like, seriously, what can we do to get longer segments? I didn't even have time to finish one slice. There's a problem if I can't eat a slice of pizza in 3 minutes.
There is a problem. I think it's with you and not necessarily the length of the segment, but whatever.
All right.
Bakersfield.com, I-45. I'm Ryan Holt. He's Kevin Bartle. This is assistant coach J-F Houle joining us here on Condors. J-F, welcome back to Condors Unleashed. It's good to have you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here, and it was nice to not to hear you on the last segment. It was nice.
It was great. It was just JF and I hanging out in the studio. It was fantastic.
I mean, yeah. I have no response.
Listen,
I'm
he hears enough of you. Yeah, how much video does JF watch this year? He's got to hear you all the time.
No, the best line from over the weekend was getting on the bus. Jerry turns around. Hey, can we get a roll call? Is Holty here? JF goes, yeah, I hear him. But, JF, Condors on the road in Texas, and, we were talking about it in Holty's headlines. It just feels like at some point these leads, these games which the Condors have in their grasp, they're eventually going to turn into wins here for this Condors team.
Yeah, I mean, we got to find a way to keep the lead. We always have good starts, 2-0 lead, 3-0 lead, 3-1, and our second periods have been tough, as of late. So, we got to be better. And I think the players know in the locker room, and we know as a staff what we need to work on, and hopefully we could get it turned around.
Is it a mentality of, now that the Condors have lost a couple of these games where, if you get up a 2-0 lead and that first goal kind of comes in, maybe it's a bad goal, maybe it's a deflection goal, does that kind of creep in the back of your mind? Yeah, are you noticing that from the bench, or is it just a situation where teams are pretty good in this league?
Teams are good in this league, but we got to play better. I mean, the players hold the stick, and they know it's all about the little details. Stopping on loose puck, getting pucks deep, too many turnovers right now. We talked about puck luck a lot last year. Same thing, sometimes the other teams seem like they have more puck luck, but hey, you make your own luck by working hard, and we got to get back to basics.
To break it down as simple as possible, to me, a team that goes out and gets 2-0 leads in the first period, they're prepared. They're ready to go. They're ready from the drop of the puck. So as the game is going on, the other team just kind of catching up to you guys? Are they making adjustments? How often do you guys make adjustments during the game?
You know what? I think it's more of a case of getting comfortable. You get a lead, you get a little cuter instead of shooting pucks to the net. You try drop passes, you try plays to
get away from your game.
Yeah, you get away from your game, and I think that kind of hurt us a little bit in the second periods where we get away from our game, and then the other team comes back and catches up, and then it's frustrating. Then it's really hard to get back on your horse and play good.
Obviously, want to win when you're on the road, but how important is an early season road trip for a team, especially a team which might be a little younger, everyone might not know each other all that well going on the road, but the road's kind of a different environment where you're kind of stuck with each other here for the course of the next 2 weeks.
No, it's always good for the players to get on the road, to get to know each other. There's a lot of players that didn't play together before, so that is nice. It's much nicer when you win. It's a much nicer environment, but I think it's good for the players to get together on the road.
You guys are a pretty tight group down there in the locker room, in the coach's office. I mean, you've known Jerry for years. He obviously worked with Tony last season as well. You guys seem like a pretty close unit. What's it like working together?
It's been great. We feed off each other a lot. We have a lot of laughs, and we have a good time. And I think we know when to be serious and when to have fun. It's important to have fun when you go to work. But right now it's business time. I mean, we talked to the players this morning. I think they realize and they know we need to be better. And that was part of our talk this morning to get this team going again and to refocus and get back to basics, like I said.
Now, one of the aspects this season, and I actually got to see it kind of firsthand over the weekend in Austin, just based off where the press box location was. But talk a little bit about Tony being upstairs for the first 2 periods. And I mean, he's kind of like a radio broadcaster. He's got his microphone on and he's talking into it.
He's the eye in the sky.
And I look down and there's JF down there listening. Talk about that kind of addition this year to be able to have that eye in the sky here this season?
I mean, I think it's great, and Tony does a great job up there. Not only he works with the video, but he also, you could catch a lot up there. Sometimes it happens so fast behind the bench, or you're talking to a player while the play is going on. So Tony could always relate to us any information, face-off plays, forecheck, any plays that the other opponents got their tendencies pretty much. So it's a great thing to have, and you could change right on the fly different things that you need to do.
Putting you on the spot here, but can you think of one thing? Like, can you take one thing that he has said that he's spotted from up top that you guys can implement?
Yeah.
Give us an example.
Yeah, I mean, I just talked about it. I mean, it was like we had the lead 3-1, and he radioed down, says, "JF, we're trying to be too fancy. We just had 3-on-2 rush, and we dropped the puck. We never drop the puck usually. We want a middle drive guy, get pucks to the net, drive the net." And sure enough, it's he was right. I mean, we just were too fancy.
Condors in action this weekend upcoming, Stockton, San Jose. This road trip kind of keeps rolling on. Two guys, and we talked about guys needing to step up here for this Condors team. We've kind of singled them out here over the last week or so, and J.J. Kara's on the show here later today here on Unleashed. But first off, Josh Winquist, a guy you saw a lot last season. Probably not as much as you would have liked last season, but how nice is it? Because Winnie was a healthy scratch early on in this season when there was a lot of bodies in this Condors team. Now he comes back into the lineup, and all of a sudden he goes from fourth line, third line, second line, top power play, and he's performing well.
Yes, it's great to have a guy like Winnie that you could plug in any line, first line, second line, and he's finding the back of the net. He's playing well. His attention to detail is really good right now. That's why he's successful, and we need more players like that to step up. And Winnie's done the job so far, and it's been great to watch him.
You've coached now AHL, ECHL, major junior, top flight college program. Can you describe the difference between the players at this level? What's their mentality like when they come to work in the morning? How do they differ? How do all the different levels differ?
Well, this level by far, the AHL is the guys are more pro-like. I mean, their mental preparation for the game is much higher than any other level I coached at. I think they're real pros. They also know how to clear their minds after making a mistake. They're just, and they're a lot bigger. The defense
That helps.
Yeah, I mean so far all the defense squad we've played, every team. They're just so big. They're big. They have good sticks. So it's hard to score goals in this league. It really is. It doesn't look like that right now, but as the year will go on, there will be a lot less goals, and teams will be better defensively.
Yeah. Do you find guys at this level and coming in have a good understanding, because there is a lot of video work done, maybe even more so than they have had in the past? But do you find that they're students of the game, if you will, and being able to be responsive to what you're teaching them based off what they're seeing on video?
Yeah, I think so. I think most of them are responsive. All of them have done video before, but you're right. We do maybe do a little more, but they want to go up to the next level, and they need to get better. If they want a chance to play in the NHL, so if they want to get better, they got to come in and watch a video and then see what their mistakes are and try to get better.
How nice is it to see guys go up and have instant success like that, and maybe it feels good for you guys as coaches, but also to be able to use that when you're talking to these guys as an example. Like, all you need is that one shot, and you never know who's going to be watching you on a nightly basis here in the American League.
No, that's right. And it was great the last few games here. A lot of guys went up, Draisaitl, Nurse, and Pekkanen, and they've all done well. And they did well here before they got up, so it shows you that they're taking the right players. They're taking the players that that produce and work hard day in and day out, and that's what these other players need to do if they want to move up.
Mentioned Josh Winquist. Want to mention as well our guest here in our next segment, J.J. Kara. Here's a guy who, all the size, all the tools that you want, and he's starting to, I think, find his game here over the last couple of weeks, and it's starting to show. That play he made coming out of his own end, because, correct me if I'm wrong, the Condors were pinned back in their own end for a good minute and a half there, but that play coming out feeds Osterley, and everything's off to the races with Winquist.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the plays that we're going to show on video tomorrow to our players. The hunger. JJ was really hungry to end the play there, ended the play, and then we got a 2-on-1 off of it. He's a big body. He's been playing well. He could play the wing. He could play center. And he's a good player. He's tough to move in front of the net. And
does he lead the team in post hit this year? By the way, because I've been mentioning it in snake bit. It always just seems like every time that not every time, but he gets some good opportunities, and a puck just takes a last minute deflection or off the post. I mean, he's been in those areas and has had those great opportunities.
Yeah, but the key word there that he's been in those areas.
Yeah, exactly.
At least he has those chances. That means he's going to the net. He's in the right spot, and those will come. You're more worried if you don't get any of those chances, or you're not touching the puck. That's when you're worried as a player. But it's going to come for JJ.
It's good when you don't notice a defenseman. It's not good when you don't notice a forward.
You said it.
I notice 7 in blue or white every game. He does something.
I think a lot of people are taking notice, and it's all good here early on.
All right. Well, JF, we appreciate the time. Thanks for coming on.
Yep.
Yeah, great to have you back, JF.
Grab some pizza.
Oh, I will.
Were you anything for Halloween this weekend? No.
No, I was not.
No, nothing for Halloween.
Sorry.
I tell you what, this much though, JF's kids, best Halloween costumes going. The makeup, everything. I mean, top notch. Emma and Noah. All right. When we come back though, we will be joined by JJ Kara. He'll talk about his past couple of weeks here in Condors Town. We'll also sit down with Matt Riley. We'll make some picks. It's all coming up. Condors Unleashed, Bakersfield.com, My45, Condors.tv. Stay tuned.